Hi guys, so today we will run how to create virtual machines in Azure Cloud. So first we need to log into that Azure portal. So maybe you guys can create that Azure account or you can use some sandbox which is freely provided by Azure. So now like I already logged into that Azure portal. So there are two ways to create that virtual machine. One is like with Cloud Cell we can create or we can directly create by writing some scripts. So today we will learn how we can create virtual machine with the help of portal. So first we need to go inside that virtual machines. So here like either you can search it on your search box on top of the portal. So you can search it for VM or virtual machine completely you can search. So once you will click on that you will be landed in this page. Then here we have this create button to create that virtual machine. So here we have like multiple things to create, like virtual machine we can create the virtual machine with preset configuration we can create, then Azure ARC virtual machine we can create, then VMware solution virtual machine we can create. So today we'll be learning like how we can create some plain Azure virtual machine. So you need to click on this. So it will take you to this page. So here you can fill all the details. Like first thing is like that subscription you need to choose. So if it is free subscription you can select that subscription. Then resource group is where you will be keeping your virtual machines. So either you need to create a new resource, or if you are existing one then you can take that resource group. So I'll create a new resource, so I can click on create new and here I can write it like virtual machine, or I'll select that existing one only. So now so here like I am not having that permission in that sandbox to create a new resource, so maybe I'll select that the one which Azure already created in that sandbox. So I'm just selecting that same resource group. So what you guys can do, if you are having that complete owner permission in here or you are having that contributor permission, then you can create a new resource group and then you can select that resource group from the drop down. Once you will create that, you will get that resource group in this drop down. Then you can give your virtual machine name. So maybe I'll give that test. Then you can give the region like where you want to create that virtual machine. So here by default it is West US, so I'll be selecting as Central India. Yeah. So here maybe like here that image we need to select like what kind of OS, with what OS you want to create that virtual machine. We can create with Windows, Linux, or there are multiple flavor of Linux, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS, right? So currently I'll show you with that Ubuntu flavor and I'll take you to that as well. So here we can select that size of that VM, like with what size you want to create that VM. So here you can click on a drop down and you can select that size of the VM. Now here with log, so once you will create that VM, then you need to log in, right? So for that you need to create that SSH keys or password you need to create. So if you are keeping here this SSH public key as selected, then you will get that one SSH key once you will create that, and you need to download that. So for now like I'll select this password option and I'll give that username and password. So for like let's say I gave that username as test and then test at the rate 123 is my password. So I think that test word is already reserved, so maybe you can give some demo test, and here I can give demo. Right, so I have given that username and password, and confirm password I have given that. Then here we will be having that inbound rule. So inbound rule means what all port sorry inbound ports is like what all ports we want to open once that virtual machine is deployed. If we'll give none means nothing will be opened, right? So maybe like for now I'll give none, and then at once that VM is created, right? So that time we can open up that port to connect to that virtual machine, or else directly we can allow that 22 port where our SSH service will be running and we'll be able to do SSH from our local, right? Then we can go to next disk. So here I'll be keeping by default settings like whatever disk we are having. So if you want to change it, you can select that the disk according to your choice. So here currently I have selected that premium SSD. Then data disk, if you want to add some additional space to your VM, so you can create a data disk and then you can attach here the data disk, and then you will be able to see in your VM space. Then in networking I'll be keeping as like whatever by default setting is there. So if you already have that virtual network created and you want to keep your virtual machine in that network, then you can select from the drop down, or if you want to create a new, then you can click on create new and you can select the subnet, and same as like. Then we have this public IP. So to access from open internet, if you want to access your VM from your local laptop, if you are in not that network, which network you are creating here, right? So here we are selecting the network. If you are not in a same network and you want to access your VM, then you need to have a public IP of that VM. So here it will create that new public IP. Then inbound port also I have selected. Yeah, and next I can go. Yeah, so here we have that to integrate with RBAC role based access control, or we have multiple options, but for now I'll be keeping by default like whatever we that Azure is providing by default. Then directly you can give some tag if you want to give to name to filter your VM once you have multiple resources in that VM. But for now I'll be keeping it as empty. Then I can directly go review plus create. It will validate. Once that validation is successful, then you will be able to create that VM. Yeah, so here it shows like validation is passed, right? So once that validation is passed, then you can click on create. Now it is creating a VM. As you can see, it shows like deployment is in progress. So it means still it is creating a VM. So we'll go to that resource once this deployment is completed. Yeah, so here you can see, right, this virtual network is created, this NSG is created, then test IP is your public IP, which is also got created. Now it is creating that virtual machine. So it everything it is creating step by step. First it created that IP, then NSG it created, then virtual network it created. Yeah, I think it got created, right? Deployment succeeded, you are seeing, and that green tick you are seeing means your deployment is complete. So now you can go to your resource and you can see your virtual machine is ready. So here as you can see, we have this virtual machine in this resource group. This is our subscription. That tag we didn't give anything, so here it is like nothing, right? Then size whatever we have given, then operating system we have selected Ubuntu version 20, then public IP we got this one, right? So this is that dynamic IP which we got. So to log into that VM you need to copy this IP, and you can log in with your, you can download putty to log in to do SSH to this VM. So I already have putty in my system. If you don't have, you can directly search for putty in your Google and you can download Putty from the Google. So I already have Putty in my system, so maybe I'll just open Putty and then I'll show you that, or I'll do SSH from this Cloud Cell. Yeah, SSH is there in Cloud Cell. It is already installed, so we can directly do SSH from Cloud Cell. So SSH, I gave demo test as my user ID and then IP, public IP of that. I can do yes, I can keep there, and then I need to give that password, right? 123. Yeah. So now as you can see, I logged into that Ubuntu VM. Here you can see that. So if I'll show you, this is, yeah, see, this is what we created, right? Ubuntu, then version is this one, Debian, right? So this is our Ubuntu VM and this is how we create this virtual machine. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe my channel for more videos. You can comment on the video and ask your queries if you have any. I'll try to give your answer over your comments itself. Thank you so much.